round. That went viral. And this Nigerian pastor who was building a church and was where he went that if you want your church to be powerful, you need to make some sacrifices. And these sacrifices were human sacrifices. And these were to be put right in the foundation of that church as they were building it. Now, the workers who were building this church were so much injured to see their fellow human beings, bodies being put under the foundation of that church. Dear servants of God, we are living in a time when the devil is now even using churches to make people come to his side, move to his side. God can never use such a method, dear child of God. And because of that, the desperation of the children of God makes people want to go and seek help anywhere. Dear child of God, you need to be alert because the devil is in the business of wanting to lure people on his side. Understand, dear child of God, that at the time we are living in, the devil will come with agencies working great miracles. And even as you see it, you will hear, hey, they are performing great miracles. And you want to go there because of your situation. Just in Chiranga, a few weeks ago, a certain man from Mazabuka came and met a few members somewhere and said to these members, the power that some of these men of God have in Zambia, I can give you. And these young men were told, I can give you this power. You can be able to go out there and heal people. You can do wonders right in the church, dear child of God. Is it possible that now it is man that is giving fellow men power? This is the time that we need to wake up. These young men from Chilanga, where I come from, were given this power. And now these young men are going around and saying, we have the power. We have received the power. Dear child of God, this is the time that you and I must wake up and not allow the devil to use us and to lure us, to take us on the side where we lose eternity. Let me look at these three things. During our time, the devil is seriously using these things. And you will see many children of God, even those that are strong in the church, fall on the side of these things. The three things: love of worldly pleasure. Number two, love of wealth and honor. Number three, immorality. Immorality. Now, when we talk about the love of worldly pleasure, the Bible is clear in 1 John chapter 2 on verse 15. Here, the Bible tells us that the love of the world, when we love the world so much, it becomes a problem because it begins to show that we don't love God. Dear child of God, when we look at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, we look at where we are coming from, you will understand that this is a church that is built on principles of the Bible. This is a church that is built on principles according to what the prophets of God have spoken. Dear servants of God, understand that during the time when we are living right now, the devil knows the truth, but he wants to get men and give them pleasure. Right in Chilanga, one young man came and said, Pastor, look at my life. My life is miserable. I want at this moment, Pastor, to be free to enjoy myself. I want to go out there and do what I want to do. I have all these principles from the church that I feel like they are binding me, and I don't want that. I want to be free. Servant of God, with the devil there is nothing like you are free. Actually, the moment you begin to feel comfortable, when you are in the camp of the devil, it means you are very far away from God. Every child of God, dear servants of God, will not be comfortable in this world. The truth of the matter is that this is not our home. We are just passers-by. We are pilgrims. This should give us an understanding that even all these things around us, yes, we can have them, but they should not draw us to the extent that we have no more vision of getting there, getting to meet our Lord when He comes the second time. In our churches today, look at the commitment of church members. I was sharing with the members in Chilanga. I was saying, I thought that after the 8 Sabbaths, when we did not meet in our churches, when we will be told, get back to your churches, we will see filled churches to capacity. We would have a problem to tell people we only need 50 people. But what happened? We only had less than 50 people here, and it took time for people to get it, for people to come back to church. Amongst us, some no longer come to church, not because they fear COVID, but because they have gone down spiritually. If there was a time when we needed more commitment, this is the time. But when it comes to worldly pleasures, the same people that are fearing to come to church are busy out there. They are going to do whatever they want to do. But when it comes to church, oh, there is COVID, there is COVID. But when it comes to worldly things, we are able to go and do what we want to do. This is a time to wake up, dear child of God. This is a time to get engaged in God's work. Before I became a pastor, I remember there was a soccer match. Zambia was playing against Sudan in Independence Stadium. And we were the ones that were handling the tickets for that game. I remember as early as 9 hours, we were in the stadium. And people started coming to buy tickets for the game that was to be played at 15 hours. People started coming to get tickets as early as in the morning. What about children of God? Tell them we have a meeting at 15 hours. What time are they coming for the meeting? What about children of God? Tell them worship begins at 10 hours. What time are they coming to church? Some 11 hours. Tell them this is the time when a worship service is beginning, but people will come late. Where is the problem? What is the problem? We are beginning to compromise. We have begun to allow the devil to use us, and that we can no longer stand on the principles of God. Dear child of God, look at how people fill up the stadiums. Look at how it is out there. When it comes to excitement, people are always there. But when it comes to things of God, people will say this and say that and another excuse. Maybe it did not happen at your wedding. I remember at my wedding, even people who were not invited, even people who never had cards came with a view that we know him. We know him. When it comes to things of God, I have never seen those that have not been called for a meeting coming because they want to be part of it. Dear child of God, where is our seriousness, commitment? As long as we allow the devil to use us to bring this worldly pleasure as though it is making us enjoy, making us comfortable, we are losing it, servants of God. It is very true that in our homes, people spend more time watching television than they can spend to read God's